Shana Tova, dear friends. Today, Yud Tet Kislev, we celebrate what's called Rosh Hashanah for Hasidism, Rosh Hashanah LaChasidut. So first and foremost, let me wish you a good Yom Tov. Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov to all of us, which have the possibility in this generation to connect to the great teachings of Chabad Hasidism. On Yud Tet Kislev in 1798, the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, the founder of Chabad Hasidism, was liberated from jail. For 53 days he sat in jail, parallel to the 53 chapters of Tanya. 53 days. Why did he sit? Very simple. This wasn't just an accusation. This was because there was an accusation in heaven. It wasn't only because people got him to go in jail. In heaven, there was a problem. If he was given the right to teach and to spread the teachings of Hasidut, then the Jewish people would actually be victorious in the most challenging times over their evil inclination and over the challenges of life. And they would actually be ready, prepared to receive Mashiach, thanks to these teachings that give you a deeper perspective in life and a deeper perspective of yourself. But let me ask you, what is Hasidut? What is it? Is Hasidut having a long beard, wearing a hat, a long black coat and a black belt, dancing in the street? No. Hasidut is much deeper than that. Hasidut has to do with the quintessence of your soul. The Talmud of Chagigah discusses 4 levels of the Torah. The Pshat, the simple, plain explanation of the Torah. Resh, the Remez, what the Torah alludes to. Drush, the explanations. Samech, the Sod, the secret of Torah, Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. These 4 levels form the word Pardes HaTorah, Pardes, the garden of the Torah. But there is a 5th level, and that 5th level is called Torat HaChasidut. We'll explain that in a second. Let's go to the soul of man. The soul of man too is comprised of 5 levels. The basic level is the one that is found in the liver. Ki nefesh habasar bedam hi. The vitality of man, the basic vitality man has, is called nefesh. The second level of the soul, the emotional part of the soul, is ruach, the spirit, which is in the heart. Then we have the level of neshama, which is the intellectual part of the soul. Above these levels which are enclosed in the body, we have the level of chaya, the true vitality of man, the will of man, which is above his body. And then we have the 5th level, the quintessence of man, the quintessence of his soul, and that is the level of Yechidah. The level of Yechidah, the quintessence, has something very special. First, it's very interesting to note that in Latin, the word quinto, means 5. Quintessence is Yechidah shebenefesh, is that level, that dimension. What is so special about that dimension? It's untouched by sin. You see our sages in the Talmud, when they discuss a man which is punishable, they say, Israel afal pi shechata, Israel hu. A Jew, even though he sinned, he's still a Jew. How is that possible? Maybe we could think for a second that after a person has sinned, he's completely cut off of his heritage, and he's no longer a Jew, so why should he be punished? To this, our sages teach us, a Jew is always connected. Like it says, a Yid nicht erwil und nicht erkennt sein Abgerissen von Elokus. A Yid cannot, a Jew cannot And it's impossible for him to uproot himself from godliness. There is the quintessence on which we say every day, Elokai, my God, neshama shenatata bi tehorai. The soul you gave me is pure. It's untouched. You see, in Chabad, we don't put labels on people, because the labels only affect the lower dimensions of the soul. But at that level, the quintessence over there, every Jew is the same. And every Jew is essentially connected to God. The Mittler Rebbe asks a question. In his Sefer Derech Chaim, he says, how is it possible? How is it possible that a Jew can actually return to God? The Talmud in Brachot discusses the story of Rabbi Chay, which one day visited his colleague and gave him a bracha and got him out of his sickness. And when Rabbi Chay himself got sick, somebody else came to get him out of his sickness. The Talmud asks, if Rabbi Chay was so powerful to get somebody else out of his sickness, why couldn't he liberate himself? To this, the Talmud says, "En chavush matir et atzmo mibet ha'asurim." A person which is bound cannot free himself from his own imprisonment. Asks the Mittler Rebbe, the second Lubavitcher Rebbe, a person which has sinned, how can he free himself from his sin and do tshuva and return? With what power? To this he says, Elokai neshama shenatata bi tehorai. God, the soul you gave me, has a dimension which is completely pure, untouched by sin. And therefore, that level is able to pull out the other levels which are caught and completely under the influence, so to say. The same way we have that quintessence in our soul, the Torah too has a quintessence, and that's Torah Hasidut. You see, when you study the Talmud and you have a question, you have to answer the question in a way that makes sense to the language of the Talmud. You don't answer a Kabbalistic question with a Talmudic answer, and you don't answer a Talmudic question with a Kabbalistic answer. Every one of the four levels, the simple explanation, the allusion in the Torah, the deeper explanations and the secrets of Torah, has their own way of giving you access to the knowledge of Torah. Hasidut is compared to oil. The Torah itself is compared to bread, is compared to water, it's compared to milk. The secrets of Torah, Kabbalah is compared to wine. The word yain in Hebrew has a numerical value of sod, which means the secret. But Hasidut is compared to olive oil. Olive oil, even when you mix it with wine, it rises to the top. But at the same time, olive oil, when you put it on a garment or on your skin, it penetrates and goes through and through without losing its quality of being olive oil that's able to float above. Torah Hasidut speaks to the essence of the soul, not only to the different levels of the soul where they might be stuck, but to the essence of the Jew. And it's able to schlep out, to pull out man of any type of past behavior or attitude which is negative. The essence of the soul connects us all together and connects us with Hashem. At that level, we're all united. And that's why Yechidah Shebenefesh Mashiach himself is the one that is connected to the essence of the soul of all Jews and is able to unite all Jews. When we study Hasidut and we study Tanya, which is the same letters as the word Eitan, which means the strength of the soul, we reveal the essence of the soul. One day, a great rabbi, Rosh Yeshiva, came to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe and said, Rebbe, I don't understand. You started this whole tshuva movement, and your Hasidim, your students, your followers, They take somebody off the street. He might have a ponytail. He might have tattoos all over the body. He might have earrings in places which are not called ears. The first thing they do, they don't study about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't study Talmud with him. They don't even study the basic stuff. They're already studying Hasidut. Why? Why not start from the beginning? To this, the Rebbe answered a big smile. He answered with a smile. And he said, but you see, it works. Why does Hasidut work? Hasidut works because it speaks to the essence. At the level of the essence, we might not look alike outside, but at the level of the essence, we're all connected as deeply to Hashem. Once you awaken the essence of a Jew, everything else comes in place. Let me invite you to start today, Rosh Hashanah LaChasidut, and take upon yourself to study Chitat. Chitas is the learning of the Chumash of the day, the daily Chumash with Rashi, the daily Tanya, which we're starting a new cycle today, Yutet Kislev, and reading the Tehillim of the day, the way it's divided in the month. You have a beautiful application online which is called Chayenu. I would like to invite you to take 15 minutes out of your day and transform your life. Awaken, reveal the quintessence of your soul and study the daily Chitat. What is Chitat? Chitat is the Chumash of the day. Every week we read a parsha. That parsha is divided in 7 aliyot, 7 sections. Each section corresponds to another day of the week, starting from Sunday all the way to Shabbat. Study the Chumash of the day. Study about your heritage. Connect yourself, connect your soul to its true essence. Study the Tanya of the day. We start today a new cycle of studying Tanya. Start from the beginning. Every day, a little piece of your essence is revealed. You bring light to your life and to yourself. You give yourself strength to be able to overcome the challenges, personal and external challenges. And finally, the Tehillim of the day, the Psalms of King David. Imagine this accompanying you every day. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. It only takes 15 minutes. And today, it's easier than ever. Chayenu.org. CHAYENU.org. Chayenu is a publication that you could receive at home, and that's the better way to do it, or an application which you can have on the phone, or both, where you can study, understand what you're doing, understand what you're studying, and transform your life. Let me challenge you. Take these 15 minutes, start 30 days, and you will see how your whole life will be transformed as you reveal the essence of your soul and prepare yourself for the ultimate day we've been waiting for, the coming and the revelation of Mashiach right now.